all stuck.
I'm going to steal yours a little bit. What you originally mentioned was
Oh.
that is this what guys think that girls do when I forgot how you phrased it exactly.
Yeah, I in the movie I told Sal, I was like, I think this is the exact way that men see women. Okay, spill it. Is it true? Is that what men think about women being obsessed? Okay. What life lesson does this story illustrate? Oops, something happened over here.
That although you may want something to happen, it's kind of careful what you wish for. To me, everything has pros and cons, especially in a situation like this when you kind of force it to be what it's not naturally happening. You get, I think, most of the cons rather than just the pros. So essentially, so what the movie is about is pretty much this guy likes this girl, and you can tell they kind of, well, they both like each other. She comes to reveal, it's like, if you like me, pretty much just flat out say it. He doesn't, and so he goes about a roundabout way, this supernatural little wish stick thing. I forgot what they called it, but he wishes for
Wishing willow or something.
Yeah, for her to like him back. And yeah, it's like, careful what you wish for. And so now she's obsessed with him.
Yeah. I don't need to add anything. It is that. What was the best slash worst decision made?
Well, I think already before he used the stick that she gave him the in, like, hey, like, flat out, no BS, tell me, do you like me or not? And he didn't take the chance, and so he had to he kind of regretted it and had to resort to the little wish stick thing. And I think if he had just done it, like, you had your clear opportunity there. It wasn't it wasn't going to get any clearer than that.
No, but sometimes boys miss that. I don't know how they miss it, but they do. That even happened with us early on.
Yeah, maybe.
Honestly, like, his character just pissed me off so much in this movie because he was just this little bitch. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to tell you that I like you. Ugh, grow a pair, bro. Yeah, he frustrated me. And then she's kind of like, so do you like me or not? Because you're giving me mixed signals. And then when presented with the opportunity, like, she's the one that ends up bringing it all up. Like, she had to initiate all of it. And then he's like, what? No, I don't think so. Are you kidding? Fine, go about your life.
Yep.
And so she essentially sets him free. And then he ends up doing something even more stupid by wishing this thing that creates her to be obsessed. And I feel like, I guess the reason why I thought it was such a good movie too is that it's very real. That should be for another question though, right? Okay, I guess I'll wait. I'll be patient.
Oh, okay.
What was the worst decision?
We just did that.
Yeah. Okay, so, what communication failure caused the biggest problem? The one that I just discussed right now. That was it. He was acting like a little B. Okay. Oops. Oh, actually, I need to bring something else up. So there was incredible vocal performance by the lead female. There are only like 4 people in this entire show. However, she sure did abuse her voice in this. I think you had found another clip that even said that she lost her voice for a very long time. That is not okay, actors. I know, even if you're doing like some kind of method acting, be smart about the way, find yourself a coach, find yourself a speech pathologist, because hurting your voice to that extent, having to go silent for 3 days is terrible. The lasting effects of that might be even longer, depending on how bad you hurt your voice.
So you're saying there's proper ways to do it without losing your voice?
There are absolutely proper ways to scream.
And have the same effect?
And have the same effect. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Find yourself a coach, find yourself a speech pathologist like me that can help you. Okay. What relationship drove the story?
That's pretty much, yeah.
That is
them
the
two,
entire movie.
Yeah, it's their relationship is, and somebody, there was another review I had seen online that essentially, I guess it's both, because the movie makes it seem like, yeah, the wish stick made her become obsessed with him, but also it's him being obsessed with her to the extent that he goes to supernatural methods to try to get her to like him.
Well, yeah, because at the beginning she is not obsessed with him.
Right.
I'm sure she liked him, she cared for him, but to that extent of obsession, no, it was him. He was completely daydreaming of what a relationship would be like with her.
Right.
Where does this situation happen in real life? I honestly think it happens way more than it should.
Maybe not to this exaggerated extent, but and maybe, yeah, just a different way, and a different extreme, not necessarily this extreme. But I'm sure there have been some where you have to get law enforcement involved and stuff. Maybe not necessarily supernatural, but
like stalkers and shit like that.
Yeah,
that's obsession. Honestly, I feel like there can be internal obsession with people also, and that's very unhealthy. If you're feeling that, you need to find somebody that you can talk to, because some people do become so obsessed that they're just like perseverating on it. They'll check people's profiles over and over again just to see if they posted something new. They'll be scrolling through pictures, looking at these people just to see them again.
Yeah.
Right? And like that's how that does happen in this movie, and he is obsessed like that. And that's not okay, because it's almost like a violation of that person's autonomy for airplane. And the moon.
Yeah, that would have been a cool
That looks
picture.
so cool. Their autonomy, in a sense, like they're just they're always thinking about them. I'm sure he was doing different stuff with her photos. That's not healthy. It is not a healthy relationship when it is a one-sided obsessive relationship. It's not okay. Do try to seek mental help.
And to me, the question is always like, whenever we're experiencing something, we seem to find a way to justify it. And so I like to think is like, what would you find as obsessive behavior for somebody else? And so that has to be the same rule that applies to you, not just because you feel like you can justify it. And if so, try to define your boundary line already. What would you have to do to finally realize you are obsessed? And have you crossed that line already? And if somebody was doing that exact same thing to you, would you
somebody other than the person that you like?
Right,
because then they'd be like, oh my gosh, it's such a perfect thing, when it's not. That's not okay.
And even then, like, I think they kind of realized it too, that like, even if someone was obsessed with you and you kind of liked it, is this behavior sustainable? Like, how long do you think you can keep this up for? Like, what is the end goal here? You want them to be obsessed for the rest of your life? Eventually that's going to become stagnant too, and you're going to need for them to escalate it also.
This movie was so incredibly cringy. To me, it was more cringy than it was scary, but then I ended up getting scared with some of the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Okay. If we had to teach our son one lesson from this, what would it be? I feel like there are so many lessons in this movie.
Something like that, especially for relationships, I think is harder to pull yourself out of it once you're in it, because you're, like I said, you're always trying to justify the behavior. You make it seem like it's not as bad as others see it or whatever. And I think if you define those lines beforehand, it's way easier to see when the line has been crossed. It's like, when is too much, when is too little, I guess. Find those boundaries on either side.
I'm having trouble figuring out what would be just one thing, one teachable moment for our son. I would almost want you to be more patient in a relationship and let it grow and be transparent with your partner, to talk to them and make sure that they are okay with where you're going in a relationship, because sometimes relationships move at different speeds, and if you're not at the same speed, it will not work. One of you is going to be uncomfortable,
and
it's hard. Like, relationships are going to be really difficult, and I don't even know how difficult relationship finding and going about things now is, nor do I know how it will be in the future for you. Take your time and enjoy, like, the small moments, because those moments, even if you don't end up with that one person, you learn from them. You will learn good experiences and you will learn bad experiences. And that is what's going to shape the way that you and your final significant other, like your partner, whoever you decide to marry, will shape that kind of relationship. It's a rough thing, but
yeah, and say also validating each other's feelings, I guess. Like, in this case, it makes it seem more like like the part that, I guess, I don't know, that was the part that made you think, is this how guys see girls? But pretty much whenever he disagrees with her, she's like, you don't love me or whatever, and it's like, that's not what this means. Or like, it's, yeah, maybe you feel that way, but also you can't project your own feelings onto me, because that's how you feel doesn't mean that's how I feel. You know what I mean?
yeah. But, and you know what? In a woman's defense, sometimes we don't know the right questions to ask a man. Of like, okay, talk to me about your feelings, right? And as women, it's important to know that men are not just two feelings, happy and sad, or happy and angry. They also have several different emotions. And I think I've mentioned this before, but I feel like I'm a man-advocate, a man-advocate, because we have a son. And I feel like I probably wouldn't have ever thought about some of these things if we didn't have a son. And it's helped me learn as a woman how to be more considerate of a man's feelings and emotions, right? But it is also difficult because sometimes a man doesn't have the words to express himself. And so we do as women have to be more patient. We have to be more kind. We have to be more considerate of how a man's expression and feelings are in his world, in his brain.
Mm-hmm.
But so when I said that, I was like, oh my God, this is probably the exact perception. I was like, I bet you a man wrote this and directed it, and he's like, these bitches are crazy. And yes, I think that we can be. When she had some really big emotional outbursts, and I was like, oh my God, yes, I get it. I understand her. Like, yes, it is to the nth degree because it's a movie, but yeah, I've had these crazy feelings on the inside. That's what my brain bitch did. She's like, why don't you love me? Like, why? I don't understand. I'm doing everything right. And she's like screaming at the top of her lungs. And then at that point, he's like, oh shit, okay. I just love you. I love you. Yes, you're beautiful. All of the above. And so it's too much in one sitting, right? But there's like, I don't know about you other women, but sometimes we're like pressure cookers. We take it and we take the heat and we take the heat and we take the heat, and there's no outlet, so we explode. And then the guy's like, oh shit, she's crazy. No, bitch, I've been dealing with this for a year and you never got it. And so I feel like it's very like it was a really cool movie, because I feel like it explains both sides of the craziness. And I think the director even said, he's like, the people are going to figure this all out. Like, I don't even need to do the work. And I'm like, yeah. Because men and women have these emotions that we don't express to each other. So that is why I think that it's very real. I don't know if some of the things that she did, I wouldn't go to that extent yet. But, yikes. So she got like weird though. She got some weird things going on. So I thought it was kind of funny, like when we first saw it in the movie. And I was like, ew, it's creepy. And then I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom. And then I was like, oh, I'm totally going to scare Sal and do this. Except the thought of doing it freaked me out. And I was like, ah! And I like jumped in bed instead. And he didn't wake up at all. Oh my gosh. Beep, beep. Okay, stop. You're freaking me out. Of course we would want to do that.
You have to watch the movie for that one.
You do have to watch the movie for that one.
All right,
Yeah. What?
Out of 10, what would you give it?
Oh, 9.
9?
8.5, 9?
Yeah, I would say
8.5 or 9? 8 point...
the high 8s versus 9. I'd say like an 8.9.
Yeah, like just under 9? 8.8? Something like that. Okay. That one, honestly, I don't feel like you should wait to see it. Go see it.
Yeah,
It's
I
fun.
think it's a new cultural experience.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Happy wishing. Bye.